All right, so before I begin, just the normal caveats. I'm not actually trying to like teach you anything. This isn't replacing anything in your climbing journey. It's really just me documenting myself practicing some skills that I don't get to use every day. I just find that talking through these things as I practice them is a really useful way for my own learning. For the sake of today, we're working through a context or a scenario where I climb up onto a ledge. There's a 2-bolt anchor with wrap rings on it, and weather's rolling in, and so I need to rappel back down to the 2 other people that I'm climbing with. We're on 2 ropes. We need to rappel down to them and then rappel from there. I think that's all the caveats. This is gonna be like a 5 or 10 minute video, so I apologize. I also am sorry about the poor audio quality or any dog noises you hear in the background. It's raining outside, so can't do this where I normally do. First thing I do when I get to this ledge is I need to attach myself to the anchor in some way. I'm just using a quad because I usually have a couple of those on my harness. I'm gonna attach myself with a clove, and I'm also gonna give myself just a little bit of room on that clove so I can work. This thing is a little wobbly, so when I weight test, I'm not actually gonna be putting my weight on it. Now, I'm like good to move around. I'm not worried about falling off this ledge. The next thing I need to do is tie another clove hitch like this. Attach it with another locking carabiner to my belay loop. And now I basically have like a secondary tether between the 2 cloves, and I can actually untie my original tie-in points. There's 1. There's 2. This also helps because in no way am I at risk for dropping my rope if I do everything this way. Take a tail behind the quad. I'm going to tie a flat overhand. I like to get the ends pretty even. Give myself like, I don't know, 18 inches of tail, give or take. Dress and stress it, all that good stuff. Now what I can do is kind of cinch this the way I need it. So it's right up against the anchor, everything's clean. And I can actually build a rappel extension. I'm just going to use a sling like this, and I'm gonna girth hitch it to my tie-in points. I like to put the bar tack in the tie-in points and then do all the work with the non-bar tack side, so I can cinch it. Nothing's in the way. Bar tack's out of the way. It's like right here. Now I have a sling. I need to turn it into an extension. I take a locking carabiner so that I can attach myself to the next anchor, clip it to my belay loop. That lets me measure. I'm gonna tie a really, really small basket up here so that I'm maximizing the length of my extension, maximizing the length of the arm so that I can attach myself to other things. Attach my belay device to here, like this. I'm now going to attach it to the rope up here. I really like to do it behind the first clove hitch, like this, so that I can make sure that I'm not twisting the rope. I can also make sure that like anything funky that's happening is easy to spot. So that's attached. Now, this is the slick part, in my opinion. I can add my 3rd hand, and I'm gonna do that between the clove hitches so that I can manage slack more easily. And I'm still above the 2nd clove hitch, so that's sort of acting as an additional backup to the system. Like this. Lock it. Give it a really, really strong tug just to make sure everything's good. And then I'm gonna double check everything. So I have a flat overhand going through, going to my belay device. For the sake of this, again, I'm on a big old ledge. I have my 3rd hand, and I have a clove hitch behind this. I can start cleaning up now. Take this slack out, cinch my 3rd hand up like this, get any twists that may be in the system out. And then I'm still backed up by the clove hitch. I can take the quad off, attach this to myself, double check, make sure it holds the weight, everything's locked, and I'm good to go. Like this. Get some twists out, and then I'm gonna rappel down on this extension. I get to the next station and I need to get myself safe and attached to that station. What I'm gonna do is attach the same quad as before, like this, to the bolts over the wrap rings, like this. And I'm actually gonna lock this carabiner, and that's gonna be my master point. Then I can take my personal tether, lock it, and I'm attached to this anchor. We're gonna say that I'm just standing on a ledge again. So next thing I'm gonna do is detach my ATC, my tube style device, so that I am like off the rope. But I'm gonna leave this so that I'm like not gonna lose control of the ends. If you remember, we pull on the yellow in order to get to the rope ends. What I'm gonna go ahead and do is re-thread the tails before I pull the rope, so that I don't like drop anything. So if we pull on yellow, then the red tail is gonna whip through the anchor. And so we want to go ahead and leave the red tail free so that it doesn't have a knot in it. It can go up and come back down. So what I'm gonna do is go ahead and pass the yellow rope through the anchor like this. Give myself a little bit of space. And I'm gonna go ahead and tie my stopper knot here so that I don't drop the rope. Because in a scenario like this, where we're trying to escape weather, the last thing we want is to be up here without a rope. Now I can take off my third hand. I'm not gonna lose control of the rope. I could theoretically have the red one swing out, but I already took the knot off of it, so that's okay. I'm gonna pull the yellow rope. Oh look, there's the middle mark where the ropes are tied together. All right, so we're back from a brief cut because logistics of filming are a lot more complicated. I now have a knot on the end of both of these ropes that I've thrown down. They're connected. I pulled the yellow one, the red end flipped through. I pulled the end up, tied a knot, and then I either have it in saddlebags or on the ledge or whatever. Now I'm gonna do the exact same thing again. So this time, there's no weird transitions. I'm just going to attach my third hand first, like this. Give it a big old tug. I sometimes like to just tie a catastrophe knot behind everything with both ropes like this. Attach my belay device now. Like this. Make sure that everything's holding my weight, which it is. Then I can take all of this off. I can even just leave my tether attached, or I can break everything down depending on what's happening. For the sake of this, I'll just do the same thing again. Clip this to here, get it out of the way. And then I can start rappelling again, all the way to my knot. And then I'm going to keep rappelling down to the next station or the ground. So a few things to note. I didn't demonstrate like having a second person because I don't have a second person here. This is not like replacing anything. So it's pretty much uncut. I haven't practiced this skill in a really long time. So it's obviously not going to be perfect. So if you have things that you would change, let me know in the comments. And I would love to get your feedback and try new things. So this is just the way that I have done it in the past. It doesn't mean it's the best way.